So, you want to have a dog on your truck. So, you want a dog on your truck. Well, there are quite a few companies that have a pet policy, Werner being one of them. I work for Werner. I have the pet policy. It runs you about $250. The options to pay are you can pay it in full with cashier's check or money order, or you can have them pull out monthly payments out of your check, which is what I opted for because I didn't feel like putting down $250 right there in that moment when I could just have them pull it out over 5 weeks. That's the down payment, deposit, whatever you want to call it. That's the down payment. Once that's fully paid off, you pay $5 a week every week for as long as you have the pet policy. All of their shots have to be up to date. His rabies shot is due in October or November. I think it's November. So that has to be updated. I'm gonna have to go and get that taken care of one day before October, and when we go home and go get him his rabies shot so he's up to date. But they require that all of your shots be up to date for your pet, and there's no like weight limits or anything. There's no breed limits, but they limit it to one pet. And you can have a cat too, which I like cats, but I wasn't going to do a cat because in order for you to have a cat here on the truck, you have to have him declawed. And I think that's not cool to do to a cat. As big of assholes as they are, you shouldn't take away their claws, because that's also how they defend themselves. But this dude, Artimis, come here. Fine, I'll pick you up. Come here. This guy right here, this is Artimis. The chillest dog ever until he sees someone he does not know. He is a Pit Bull, German Shepherd, Wolf mix. Look at those big old paws. Look at those big old paws. Yeah. So this is Artimis. I'll put in a couple pictures of him so you can actually see him full body. He's not wanting to cooperate right now. But, yep, this is Artimis. Here in a minute, I'm going to share some pros and cons of having one of these little fluff things on your truck. So, the pros. You have a companion on your truck with you, someone who you like. Maybe it's something that is a lot like you, so it pisses you off just because it's so much like you. Kind of like your child, because I have one of those too. But this guy has the same personality as me, and every time he does something, all I can think of, I do that too. And it can be quite annoying, but it's the truth. More pros, he protects the truck. Because when I'm not in the truck, he'll sit in my driver's seat and stare at people, and if they get too close to the truck, he starts barking at them ferociously. When he's out of the truck with me, he'll bark at him from a distance because he's being protective. But when I walk up and say hi to someone, he's fine. Doesn't care less. So, get yourself a protective fluff ball if you want one. More pros. Can I have this? More pros. You have something cute to look at all day, especially when they decide to be cute. Another pro, if your dog is like mine, they're lazy, so they don't do a lot. He's not super lazy, but he's lazy enough to where when I'm driving, all he does is sleep. Now when I stop after driving for a long time, it's time to go to the bathroom, and he's going to let me know. I guess that takes us into our cons. Well, not really cons, because it's not really a bad thing, it's just acts of nature, I guess. You gotta stop at the bathroom. You have to stop at the bathroom a lot for him, so he can go to the bathroom most days. Or actually, not most days, some days. Most days he's chilling in the bed. He doesn't bother me unless he has a DEFCON 1 emergency happening. But other than that, he's real good. But yeah, mostly just chills out in the back. Or he'll come lay up between the driver and passenger seat on the floor and just sleep there while I drive. He's a real chill dog. Now, if you have I wouldn't suggest a high energy dog in a truck unless you can provide what they need, which is every time you stop, letting them run around. I can't let this guy off a leash or he has like ADD or something. He'll start smelling, he'll wander off, and he won't listen to you, and he'll just keep going. It's not a bad thing, it's just, I don't know. Maybe he needs more training or something, but he's pretty good. As far as training goes, he tells me when he needs to go to the bathroom. He has an attitude on him, so if I do something to piss him off, he's going to let me know about it. This probably isn't a problem for everybody, but he has learned how to, when I'm sleeping, so I can't do anything about it because he's super quiet at night too. He has figured out how to roll my windows down, and he'll jump out of the window at night and go to the bathroom, and then when he's done doing what he wants to do, he comes back and starts barking because he's mad at what he did. He's mad at me for what he did. So, kind of goes back to that like me child thing. It can be annoying. But oh my god, let's get into the cons. Which aren't, like I said, aren't really cons, they're just acts of nature. This dude sheds so much fur. Oh my god, look, hold on. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what I'm talking about here. I ran my hand through his neck, his side, and around his butt region. That's it. And one swipe in each place. This is like a third of what I pulled out. And I'm not going to do anything about it as far as cleaning it up, because what can I do? It's just going to keep happening. The thing that I do the most to mitigate it as much as I can is I brush him out, and sometimes when it gets real bad, because he grows hair so damn fast, I'll take him outside and use my air hose, and I'll just blow him out. But my bed is covered in his fur. Most everything is covered in fur. The only stuff that's not covered in fur heavily is the stuff that's on my top bunk, because that's out of reach of where he usually is. But like I said, not a con per se. Another thing, he's still a puppy. He chews. Older dogs, you might not have to deal with this, but he's 11 months old and he still chews on stuff. So if you're gonna have a dog on your truck, get toys, because you'd much rather him chew and tear up these than the airline on your seat. I'll never forget a story that I heard from another Werner driver that had his dog on the truck with him. And he said he was driving down the road, and all of a sudden, he went from being in his air seat to sitting on the ground because his dog had chewed the airline while he was driving, and it just slammed him into the ground. Let all the air out and slammed him right there into the ground. He had to stop because he was losing air. Chew toys. Invest. Also have treats like rawhides, bones. I have this thing, squeaky toy. I have these thing called Oinkies. You want? Oh, now he wants one. But they're like pigskin rawhide things. He eats these in like 10 minutes, but they're supposed to be they're meant to be chewed on. Here. Get treats, things for them to chew on while you're driving. Highly suggest it. Kind of make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, food. This is another if your dog is anything like mine thing. If your dog is anything like mine, if you don't feed him, he's gonna get into everything looking for food. That's what he does. If I don't feed him when I usually am supposed to feed him, we've gotten onto a schedule. Sometimes I forget and I feed him a little bit later because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm supposed to feed him. I do my best. He will dig through everything, sniff everything, come up and paw me to death because he's hungry, and then I feel bad because I forgot to feed him, and that's completely on me. It's on me. Oh well. I did what I had to do to fix it. After that, he's fine. Also, water. This whole trucking thing is based a lot on weights. So you have to keep as much water on your truck as you can without your tractor being overweight when you have to get loaded. I personally keep 3 packs of those 40 count water bottles that you can buy at Walmart. Keep 3 of those on me at all times. And I go through all 3 of those in about a week and a half. So I can go a whole month on purchasing that 3 times. Same thing goes with the food, but he doesn't. Surprisingly, I thought he was going to eat more, but he doesn't. Whatever, what? Okay. He eats twice a day and he's good with that. I thought I'd have to have like 2 40-pound bags worth of food to keep him good for 2 weeks. Those 7-pound bags of dog food, 2 of them did him good for a week. So, we're still figuring it out. But yeah. Dog food, water, toys, treats. Important things if you don't want him to destroy your truck. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. If y'all have anything y'all want to add, leave it down there in the comments and let me know. Maybe I didn't think of something. Maybe I'm completely forgetting something. But that's everything I can think off the top of my head right now that seems correct. But yeah. Me and Artimis are out. Oh, I'm sorry. You were eating that. Yeah, me and Artimis are out. We'll see you later. His mouth is full. He ain't gonna say nothing. Also, he's a dog. See ya.